Welcome back to Flexbone 101. My apologies for the long delay between videos. Sometimes life gets in the way. But I do appreciate that you've put down Pokemon Go to learn a little bit more about the zone dive, which is a key play in the Flexbone offense. Out of our base set, the play starts just like inside veer with the tail motion, except instead of the quarterback making a decision based on his read, we're going to hand the ball to the B-back directly. And what makes this play different is the blocking scheme rules up front. So our key read is going to be the defensive end on the play side. If he's in a 4 technique or lower, a 4 technique being head up on that tackle or inside, then the tackle is going to block the defensive end. However, if that defensive end is outside shade or beyond the offensive tackle, he becomes the responsibility of the A-back. So let's see what that looks like in practice. So against a 4-4 or a 4-2-5, we'll set up the base defense. Our offensive tackle is going to go down to the linebacker because the defensive end is outside, and our play side guard is going to block the head-up tackle. So that means our A-back is going to have to take a hard step inside to attack the inside shoulder of the defensive end, and our backside offensive line is going to scoop block in their alleys. Against a 3-4, that defensive end slash D tackle is now head up on the offensive tackle. So that means our offensive tackle is going to block the end man, and the offensive guard is going to take a play side step and attack the linebacker. So now our A-back has an interesting decision. So that outside linebacker is probably going to be playing hard on inside veer and attacking that outside motion. If that's the case, the A-back can leave him alone and go block the safety. However, if that outside linebacker stays and is sitting on the play, he's there for the A-back to block. And then our backside is again staying in their lanes and scoop blocking. So now you may be asking, when should you run zone dive? And that's a great question. So the first reason to run it is when there's a triangle on the inside. And by triangle, I mean there's 3 players within the B, from B gap to B gap on both sides. So here we've got our nose and the 2 linebackers, just like that 3-4 front we just put up. And the reasoning behind that is because the defense is thin inside, and we have more blockers than they have defenders. Secondly, if linebackers are over pursuing, if every time they see that motion they're thinking either toss or inside veer and they're flying to the outside, we want to get that B-back the ball because we're going to have better blocking angles and more ability for the running back to find the seam. Lastly, we want to run zone dive if the handoff key is becoming hard to read by sitting on that outside shoulder. If the quarterback is having difficulty making his inside veer read based on that, that defensive end is a lot easier to block than he is to mess up your inside veer play. So there is one wrinkle out of this set. Well, there's a few wrinkles, but one specifically is going to be the QB follow. It's going to be the exact same play for absolutely everyone except the quarterback and the fullback. Whereas in our regular zone dive play, the quarterback hands to the fullback. In the QB follow, the fullback is going to take the fake and instantly become a blocker, and the quarterback is going to follow immediately behind him. Now let's take a look at what these plays actually look like. So starting with zone dive, it's going to be coming towards us or the left side of the offense. Our offensive guard is going to block the defensive tackle who's head up. Our center, who is currently uncovered, is going to block the middle linebacker. Our offensive tackle is going to ignore that outside shaded defensive end in favor of the linebacker. And our A-back is going to attack the inside shoulder of the defensive end. Notice how all 4 of our lines are straight, that everyone is staying in their silos and moving forward in their alleys, which is going to allow the B-back to find a hole, which he definitely does right here. Additionally, QB follow is going to be just the same, except now that defensive end has cheated inside, so he's going to be taken by the tackle. You'll see the A-back take a hard step inside and start working his way out. You'll see the B-back take the fake and become the lead blocker, and the quarterback follow right behind him. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you're a fan of these videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to stay updated on future content. I'm currently working on a counter option video that should be out in the next week or so.